currently using a Brita as my tripod because of all of the electronics that I packed. I somehow managed to forget my vlogging tripod. Just hoping that this doesn't fall. Also, hopefully the waves in the background aren't too loud, but honestly it's like just kind of soothing. There's no wind out here, so I figured I would vlog outside and kick off the Maui vlog in the most beautiful place ever. We got in pretty late yesterday. We got in around 4. I think the plane landed at 3:30, but we didn't even like get out of the airport, get the rental car situated until like 5 o'clock. Came back here, dropped off our luggage. We ran to Safeway, picked up some groceries, made dinner in the apartment, and then immediately went to bed. I was pretty exhausted. There's about a 4-hour time difference between Hawaii and Utah. Utah is 4 hours ahead of Hawaii, so by the time we went to bed last night, I think it was like 1 a.m. our time. So needless to say, I was pretty exhausted. Honestly, I did not sleep that well last night, but I never really sleep that well in new places. We're up and at it this morning. I got my favorite coffee of all time. I'm not even kidding you guys. I have a notes app in my phone, and Island Vintage Coffee is #1 on the notes app because it is that good. I've literally been dreaming about this coffee since we got it last year when we went to Oahu, and it's almost gone, so I will be frequenting this coffee shop multiple times this week just to get my fix before we leave. And now we're back. We're making breakfast at the apartment. We picked up a ton of stuff for like breakfast and snacks and things for the week. We figured we probably shouldn't eat out every single meal. We'll definitely be eating out a lot just because that's what you do on vacation, but in terms of every single meal, felt like it was a little unnecessary. And breakfast is one of those things where it's like really easy to just like make things in the apartment. So we picked up like bacon, eggs, yogurt, granola, and then I think after we are going to do, it's not a hike, it's more so like a really pretty walk. My back is a little bit wonky this week. It has been for the past 3 weeks. We did have some really fun hike plans, but I think that we might have to take it easy with the hiking. So this walk that we'll be doing will be a good test for whether or not I think that I can do some of the hikes that we have planned on the itinerary. This is a really chatty intro. I just wanted to pick up the vlog and say welcome back. If you're new, my name is Hannah. We're here for an 8-day trip, and I'm so excited to bring you guys along with. Last year we went to the island of Oahu for the first time and literally fell in love with it, so we knew that we needed to plan a trip back to Hawaii this year and explore one of the other islands. That's why we're here, and I am literally so excited about it for like the 4th time. This is the current view from our balcony. It is actually stunning, and what's perfect about this is that the sun literally sets right there at night. So last night we had a really pretty view of the sunset, and we're gonna have a really pretty view of the sunset literally every single night that we're here. But also just like waking up to the ocean being right at your front door. What could be more perfect? We wrapped up breakfast and now we are headed on the trail that I was talking about earlier. I'll put like every single destination that we're going to. Our car is alerting us that the airbag needs service, which I just feel like is a kind of a concerning warning. But we're choosing to believe that it's not that urgent. I don't know if that's a good idea or not. I'll put every single destination that we're going to on the bottom of the screen, but we're going to the Kapalua coastal trail. I did a little bit of research on TikTok on like easy hikes and trails and stuff like that, and some of the most beautiful hikes and trails to do in Maui, and this is one of the ones that popped up. So I'm really excited to see what it's about. Also, I just feel like because it's already so hot outside, this will be one of the cooler hikes because we'll have some cross breeze from the ocean. We have a little bit of a change of plans. The airbag alarm is continuing to go off and it's getting more frequent and it's very annoying. But unfortunately, Hertz is not picking up the phone. So we're literally just gonna drive an hour back to the airport and show up and tell them that like we want a new tell them that we want a new car because we do not feel comfortable driving around in a truck with airbag issues. We did make it to the hike, but another thing about this hike is you have to pay to park and it's $29 for the whole day. So we think that we're just gonna go to the airport, switch cars, go back to the Airbnb, get bathing suits, snacks, beach chairs, towels, things like that, then come back to the hike, do the hike, and then we can sit on the beach for the rest of the day. That way, like if we have to pay $30 to park here, we might as well just like be here for the full day and this can be like our beach for the day. That's our tentative plan, but for right now, unfortunately, we do need to return the car to the airport because the beeping is like really annoying. Kind of concerning. And also we just like paid a lot of money for this rental car for it to have issues. Love that for us. successfully returned the car to the airport, and now we're stopping for lunch. This is a place called like Plate Lunch Plates. It's right next to the airport. I actually wanted to do this for dinner last night, but they closed a little bit early, so because we had to return the rental car or like exchange it, I figured we could try it out. It's really cute. There's like a lot of little food trucks and vendors of all sorts, so we'll see how the food is. I got the Kalua pork plate, so we have rice, pork, mac salad, which I'll just give to John, poke, which I will also give to John. I'm not really sure what this is. This is a beet, and then something else, but we had this at the luau when we went to Oahu last year, and it was so good. So I'm excited to try it. And then John got the Hawaiian plate. You're in the cabinet because, like I said earlier, I fully forgot my tripod. Let's break down what's happened today so far. I recapped this morning for you guys. We were gonna do that trail, and then we ended up having the issue with the rental car. Took that road, which was honestly really cool. I'm having a hard time deciding whether or not I would recommend it because honestly it was a little bit sketchy at some points. It went from a 2-lane road to a 1-lane road with little to no pull-offs if you came head on with someone. And that was about 50% of the drive. The other 50% was 2 lanes, so it wasn't bad, but it definitely was like a proceed with caution, drive at your own risk moment, if you get what I'm saying. It was really cool in terms of the views, but outside of that, it was a little bit sketchy. We did make it to the airport, swapped out the truck for another truck, despite us trying to argue that we wanted a different car because honestly, the trucks were just not in great shape. So we swap it for a different truck, drive all the way back to our Airbnb. The second that we get to our Airbnb, the new truck has a warning saying that the oil is low, which is like a pretty big warning, not great. So John ended up calling the rental people, and when they picked up the phone, they told us that not only would we have to bring the car back to the airport for that issue, but the rental car actually wasn't even in his name. When we switched out the rental car, they just like forgot to switch it over from whoever rented the car before. So we were driving the car around in someone else's name, which is like a big no-no. Definitely illegal. Like if we had gotten into an accident or stopped, could have been in big trouble, but we had no way of knowing that until we called the Hertz headquarters, and they were like, this car is like not registered in your guys' name. So we had to drive all the way back to the airport for a third rental car, and now we were in a Ford Explorer. We told them, we were like, we're not doing another truck, sorry, this is 2 trucks within 12 hours, like closer to 24 hours, that have had 2 different issues. We no longer trust your trucks. We would like an SUV. So we're in a Ford Explorer now and hoping that it gets us through the rest of this week with no issues, because having to travel to the airport from here, literally I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times within the last 24 hours is ridiculous, and we're like an hour away from the airport, so it's not like a close drive, it's pretty long. But we're back now, new car, we rented snorkel gear, and I think that we're gonna go outside of our apartment and swim for a little bit. It's literally like 5 o'clock now, 4:30, I don't have my phone, but it's pretty late in the day. We got like no beach time, no water time today. So we're gonna go touch the ocean for the first time on this trip at 5 o'clock on the first day we were here. It's all good. Everything worked out. We got to do a pretty drive. We got to eat at the lunch place near the airport that I wanted to eat at. We have a car that works now, and we're gonna do a little evening dip before we go get dinner. That's the current update. I just wanted to catch you guys up because I failed at vlogging today because nothing was happening other than us running back and forth to the airport multiple times. We can chat while I fix this. We're going to the beach pretty much all day tomorrow, so I think that I want to just preemptively take this off and attach this since this was missing earlier, and I'll put this case away. But I am showered and dressed. I went with a very basic outfit for tonight. I'm wearing this striped shirt from Madewell, jean shorts. I'm gonna throw on a pair of flip-flops, and I did pretty much no makeup. I did a little bit of blush, but you cannot tell because the lighting is crazy in this kitchen right now. But we're gonna go head to dinner-ish. We had a pretty big lunch. Those plates that I showed you guys were like pretty decently sized, especially if you could eat everything. And John obviously was able to eat everything, like the macaroni salad, and he also got a different plate. So he's not super hungry, and then I'm not like starving, so we may go to this restaurant, get a cocktail and a few apps. And we actually have leftover dinner from last night. Here we have like chicken and pretty much just chicken. So if anything, I can come back here and heat something up after we go do like apps and cocktails. But that's kind of our plan for the evening. We're not doing anything crazy. We're just going to a place that we can walk to so that we can walk back and not have to drive. I think the place that we're going to has live music too, which will be nice. And we also need to go to bed early tonight because we're waking up at like 3 or 4 a.m. for sunrise tomorrow. We're doing the, I'm gonna butcher the name of it, so I'm gonna put it down here, but essentially this U.S. National Park where you can see the sunrise over the clouds. We had to get tickets for this like 30 days in advance, so I've had them for a while and I'm excited about it because this is like one of the top things to do if you come to Maui. But needless to say, because we have to wake up at 3 or 4 a.m. for this, we need to head to bed early or else I'm going to be exhausted while I'm still kind of on Utah time. I feel like my body tends to adjust to jet lag really well. I pretty much just pretend like I don't have jet lag and like it doesn't exist, which means no naps during the day, going to bed at a normal time, waking up at a normal time. I just like force my body to adjust. Even though I'm still on Utah time a little bit, I still think it's gonna be hard to wake up at 3 or 4 a.m. because my body does adjust fast to like local time wherever I am. That was a lot. I'm gonna stop rambling and grab John and we will head out. It's no longer 3 a.m. and I feel like I can finally talk to the vlog camera. Wow, we've been up for a while. It's 7:17 a.m. now. It feels like so much later, but it's because we've literally been up for 4 hours at this point, over 4 hours at this point. But we did I'm gonna butcher the pronunciation, but I think it's Haleakalā National Park. There's a really, really cool sunrise that you can do here. You just have to book it 30 days in advance through the recreation.gov website. And essentially you drive your car all the way to the top of like this old volcano in Maui. We hiked 0.2 miles up to the summit and we got to watch the sunrise over the clouds. You guys saw the clips, so you get the point. But it was really, really cool, and I think that it was definitely worth it. At first we were like, we really hope this is worth a 3 a.m. wake-up call because it is very early and it was a pretty far drive from our Airbnb. It was like 1 hour and 45 minutes. But happy to say that I definitely think it was worth it. It was literally so cool. Also, we got the opportunity to check off another national park, which is always a bonus. We got a pin to add to our pin collection. I got a pin when we went to Zion and I hiked Angel's Landing and I got a pin there, so I figured we would get a pin because we did the iconic 3 a.m. wake-up call sunrise at Haleakalā National Park in Maui. So we have another one to add to the collection. Now we are driving back down the national park, mountain, volcano, whatever you want to call it. We're doing like some little pull-offs whenever we see cool views, and we're gonna head to breakfast. I thought that I had service, but it's not loading, so we're just gonna wait till we get further down to pick out a location. But breakfast, probably some caffeine, are much needed in the near future because I'm getting to the point where I'm starving. Let's go. summer glow, end of summer, fall glow, whatever you want to call it. I haven't updated the vlog in a hot minute. I think the last time I even picked up my G7X was this morning after the sunrise in the national park. I said that we were headed to get breakfast, and then the day just kind of unfolded from there. So I figured we could sit down and recap. I just had a little bit of a raw time post shower and remembered y'all need an update. Post national park, we did go get breakfast. I just like googled local breakfast places near the park, and we ended up going somewhere that was like a 7-minute drive from the base of the volcano. It was actually really good, very cute. Everyone in there was really friendly. I'll have put the name of the breakfast place that we went to in the clips of the breakfast place, but I would highly recommend if you guys end up doing the sunrise hike and want to get breakfast right after, that was a really good spot. Good find, hidden gem, and the mini town that it was in, if you can even call it a town, it was more like a neighborhood kind of. Very cute. After breakfast, we drove all the way back to Lahaina, which is where we're staying. Stopped into the grocery store to pick up some stuff for lunch, and then we basically got ready for a beach day, and that's where we spent the entire rest of the day, is at the beach. We went to this really pretty beach slash cove. I don't really know what you would call it. The beach was like honestly pretty small. The primary use of the beach was for snorkeling, which we gathered like once we got there, which we did bring our snorkel gear, and you guys saw all of the GoPro footage of us swimming in the water. But it was a really pretty beach. Really cool to see all of the sea life, all the fish. We also saw a turtle, which is so exciting. I always love seeing turtles in the wild, and it was just nice to like soak up some sun, get some color. I did not realize how pale I was until I sat down in the chair and I literally matched the sand. So we're getting some color back on our body this week. This is the first day. Hopefully by the time we leave Hawaii, I will be nice and golden and not red. Unfortunately, my face always gets red. There's just no way to prevent it. I literally did 2 rounds of sunscreen and also wore a hat the whole time when I wasn't in the water, and I still managed to get a little bit of color. It happens. I don't know if it's like my skincare or if my face is just more susceptible to getting burned, but without fail every time my face is gonna come out a little bit rosy. We were at the beach from maybe I think like 11:30 to 3. I think we left at 3. So we were there for like 3.5 hours before we decided to pack it up, come back to the apartment, shower, and chill for a little bit. And we don't really have any crazy plans for the evening. I think we're gonna do dinner here because we have a bunch of like miscellaneous leftover food that we want to eat, and we don't really feel like going out for dinner tonight since we did last night, and then the night before that we did eat in. So we're going on like an every other day sort of routine with eating dinner out or eating dinner in the apartment. But we may go walk around this little village that's near some of the resorts further north, south. I think it's south. I'm directionally challenged. We were over there the other day when we went to get Island Vintage coffee, but we didn't really like walk around the shops because it was 6 o'clock in the morning and everything was closed. But we did walk around the beach and it was really cute. So I think we might go back over there. I'm not sure if it's gonna be before or after dinner, and see the shops. Might get some like little Maui souvenirs. I know I got the little pin from the national park today, but I kind of want to get like a cute Maui t-shirt or something. We'll see what speaks to me, but I figured it'd be kind of fun to walk around the village. I'm sure it'll be popping off too because it's like smack dab in the middle of all the resorts, so I'm sure it's like a popping spot at nighttime when people are done with the beach and like looking for things to do. Also, there's cute little restaurants over there, so maybe we'll get like a cocktail or something. But that's kind of the sitch. That's what we were up to today. A much needed beach day. Honestly, tomorrow will probably be like the same thing. We don't really have any crazy plans tomorrow. We have dinner plans later at night, but we don't have anything in the morning or the afternoon, so it'll probably be another like do some sort of morning activity, whether it's coffee or a walk along the beach or some sort of like trail, then another beach day, and then dinner at night. So far we're having a good time. This is much needed. Some R&R. Today's Sunday and I don't have the Sunday scaries, so that's a win in my book. I'm standing on the couch because weirdly enough this is the only full-length mirror in the house and it's the entire wall of the living room. But I'm wearing this white tank top from Amazon, green shorts from Zara. These are like a new find as of 2 weeks ago. I'm gonna put on some white flip-flops and then wear my brown bag. We are headed to the little shopping area. I'm forgetting what it's called. Whaler Village. But it's right next to the Westin, has a bunch of stores. I'm hoping I can find some shaved ice tonight because we haven't had shaved ice yet and I need to see what all the hype is about. So we're off. We attempted to go to Whaler Village and unfortunately spent spent 15 minutes driving around the parking lot just to not find a parking spot. Literally insane. If you're going to Whaler Village, maybe don't go around dinner time, or go and have some patience, because there were people that lucked out. Like, I feel like the cars in front of us kept finding spots as people were pulling out, but we were just not having luck and we were getting frustrated and like honestly just did not want to be there. So we up and left and we went to an ice cream shop, and honestly that was the move because the ice cream was really good. John got mint chocolate chip and I got this whiskey Kahlua coffee ice cream. 10 out of 10 would recommend. Did I want shave ice? Yes, but a lot of the shave ice stores were closed until tomorrow, or closed at like 7, and by the time we got out of Whaler Village it was like 6:30, and I just didn't want to show up like 10 minutes before closing and make their lives harder than it needed to be. So we just decided to get ice cream, and we'll just get shave ice another night. So I'm still on the hunt for that, but honestly I'm kind of glad to be back and going to change into my pajamas shortly because I'm feeling the 3 a.m. wake up call finally. I'm tired. I feel like the second that my butt hits that couch, I might be done for. It's probably gonna be a bit of an early night around here. And I do still feel like we're a little bit jet lagged just because our schedule has been really weird. Like, we've been going to bed normal times, like 9:30 or whatever, but the first day we woke up at 6 a.m. Today we woke up at 3 a.m. So I feel like because we've done that twice now, tomorrow we'll probably still wake up early and our sleep schedule will not be fully adjusted, which is kind of nice because it's nice to like get up early and get after it, but like also would love to get on a normal sleep schedule. That's the update. I'm going to change into some pajamas. I'm realizing now that I got burnt in the most random spots. I'm gonna change into pajamas and go sit on the couch for a little bit, and we're gonna have a chill evening in the Airbnb. Good morning, happy Monday. And it is in fact a happy Monday because we're in Maui and we're not working today. It is bright and early. I think I woke up around 6 a.m. and it is 7 o'clock now. John's been up since 5:30. We're going to take a walk to this like food truck area that's near some of the resorts. It's about a 20-minute walk there and a 20-minute walk back, and we're gonna go get acai bowls and coffee. When we passed by it the other day to go get Island Vintage coffee, there was a line for the food truck. Whether there's a line because it's convenient or because it's good, I'm not too sure, but we're gonna find out. I told John that I wanted an acai bowl at some point while we're here because they're just so much better here. I don't know what it is, but they are to die for. So that's what we're doing for breakfast this morning. I'm just waiting for him to get ready and we will be heading out the door. So it's literally gonna be a beautiful day out here because look at the water. Is actually really good. I will have to say, the beans are a little bit burnt, but sometimes that just happens with decaf. Also the weed whacker's annoying. I'm cutting this. This is like, it's pretty decent. I can talk now that there's no weed whacker and we're back inside. The only thing that you have to worry about is the air conditioner, which I'm not turning off because I'm already sweating. Literally already 77 degrees outside and it's only 7:48 a.m. It is gonna be a hot one today. Unfortunately, the food truck didn't have gluten-free granola, and I feel like the only way you can enjoy an acai bowl is if there's granola in it because you need that like crunch, you know what I mean? So I decided to just get a decaf latte. This is a coconut latte. Love it. Honestly, once I get my Nespresso machine back, might have to be buying coconut syrup because I feel like that's what I like from the Island Vintage coffee that we've been getting. This is an Island Vintage coffee. It tastes very similar to Island Vintage coffee, so I'm thinking like maybe I just like coconut lattes. Like maybe that's the flavor that I'm seeking when I'm craving these coffees. Pretty good. The coffee beans are a little bit burnt, but honestly that's just what you get with decaf espresso. Like sometimes the beans are burnt and I've gotten used to the taste, which is kind of sad, but I just feel like the way that the decaf is processed, something happens along the way where about 50% of the time the coffee is ever so slightly burnt. This has happened at a few locations that I've been to. Not here, but just like in general. I am going to make a yogurt bowl with granola so that I put a little something in my stomach. We had bacon earlier, but that is not going to hold me over. So I'm gonna do that, and then I think we're gonna head to the beach nice and early. It's only 7:50 right now, so by the time like 9 a.m. rolls around, we'll probably be at the beach or like heading to the beach. We're gonna do an early beach day because we need to come back here early and get ready for dinner. John booked us a dinner reservation at 5, but it's on the south side of the island, which is like an hour away. So we need to leave around 4, which means that we need to be back here and getting ready around like 2:30 because I'm gonna need to wash my hair, blow dry it, put makeup on, get ready. It's gonna be unfortunately an early end to the beach day, but apparently this restaurant is all to rave about. He booked it, he's excited about it, so I'm excited to see the views. He said it's really pretty and the restaurant's really nice. I'm excited to have another beach day. It was so nice yesterday and I'm like starting to get my color back, but I want to be bronzed like I said yesterday, so I need to get to work. We're here so early that there's like maybe 3 other couples on the beach and they're at the resort, but the rest of the beach completely empty. Kind of nice. Look what we got. Back for maybe like 30 to 45 minutes. We spent a humongous chunk of the day at the beach. Like you guys saw, we went to Fleming Beach. It's actually right next to the Ritz-Carlton up north, if you're familiar with the island of Maui. It was so nice. The beach was way bigger than the beach that we went to yesterday. I don't know if it's because it's a Monday or if it's always like this, but the beach was honestly pretty empty. There were definitely people there and there were more people there as the morning went on and like mid-afternoon time frame, but it still wasn't like super crowded. Like no one was sitting on top of each other. There was so much room. The waves were huge. Yesterday when we went to the beach, there weren't like many waves. Like there were waves, but it was a bay primarily for snorkeling, so there weren't a ton of waves, but this beach had humongous waves. It also had a lifeguard stand, so if that's something that you're looking for, I would highly recommend. It was just overall really nice. We didn't have to pay for parking. Yesterday we had to pay like 30 bucks for parking, which was annoying, but between the two of us, $15 each for like full day access to the beach. Contributing to the Maui economy, nice beach, like it is what it is. But this time around, since we got to Fleming Beach at 8:30, we got one of the free parking spots in the main lot, which was really, really nice. So that's my pro tip of the day is if you want like free or affordable parking at any of these beaches, you have to go early in the morning and then just like spend the morning to early afternoon there. I think that that's the best way to tackle it, honestly, unless you don't care about spending 30 bucks every day. Then by all means, go for it. Later on to the afternoon, like 12 to 1, the wind started to pick up big time on that part of the island. Also, some dark clouds started to roll in, which happened yesterday too when we went to the other beach yesterday. There were definitely clouds in the sky, but like dark clouds hovered over the mountains quite a bit, and we weren't sure if they were gonna reach us, but these clouds today definitely started to reach us. So we decided around like 1 o'clock we would just pack up and head back to the apartment and eat lunch here, enjoy some sunshine on the deck. And I'm so glad that we did, because we were sitting out there eating lunch and literally saw like 5 to 6 turtles just swimming around the front of our porch. It made me wish that we could go out there and snorkel, but unfortunately I just don't think that we have time. We have to be ready to leave for dinner around 4 o'clock and it's almost 2:30 now, so I need to take a shower, blow dry my hair, do makeup, pick out an outfit, you know, the whole ordeal. And it's gonna take some time. So unfortunately, I don't think that I have time to go snorkel with the turtles, but it was just like really cool to sit on the porch and see them from above. I got a really cool picture of one breaching with the blue water and the mountains in the background. I'm so glad that we came back and did lunch here, because if we didn't, we wouldn't have gotten to experience all the turtles. And John saw a manta ray jump out of the water. I only saw the aftermath, which was a humongous splash. That's cool too. So lots of sea creatures out in front of the condo, which is really nice. So far we're really liking this apartment. I was a little bit hesitant the first day that we got here because of the AC situation. I'm used to a cold apartment, what can I say? So I was really nervous that we weren't going to be able to sleep that well at night, but so far I haven't really had that many issues sleeping. We just have like 2 fans going and then leave the AC on in the living room, and it kind of trickles into the bedroom. So overall, like, my impressions of this Airbnb are really positive, and I will have a link down below in this video if you're coming to Maui. Would highly recommend over staying at a resort. Resorts are nice. We do occasionally like a resort, especially when we do like family travels and family vacations. But if you are coming just the 2 of you and you prefer Airbnbs or like apartments over resorts, I would highly recommend this one. We've had such a good positive experience so far. Granted, we do have 4 or 5 days left, so there is opportunity for things to go wrong, but knock on wood, I don't think that that's gonna happen. I really like it, and the Airbnb host has been really good about checking in like frequently just to ask how we're doing. So overall, love it, and it's great. But just wanted to give you guys an update because I'm gonna have to start getting ready for dinner soon, but I'll show you guys the fit once we have the completed look all together. We are finally ready. I did makeup. My cheeks got more red today. I think the combination of the sun and the salt water is what causes my cheeks to be so rosy. So I tried to cover it up a little bit, but honestly, we just look sun-kissed at this point. I did some curls in my hair, even though they will probably fall out, especially because we're at the beach. And then this dress from Pepper Mayo, really pretty. It's butter yellow, and I feel like it's so flattering. This little piece is supposed to wrap it around your neck like this, but we've collectively decided that it kind of looks dumb in the nicest way possible, so I'm just gonna wear it over my shoulder like a little sash, and I feel like that's more me anyways, and it's pretty like that. Little one shoulder moment. And then I brought my white kitten heels, but I think I'm gonna wear my flip-flops in the car, bring my heels to wear to dinner, and then I just have like my little brown bag. It's like a little shoulder bag. Honestly, it doesn't really match the dress, but it's all we have. So I'm gonna throw the camera in that, phone, lip gloss, wallet, all of the essentials, and we will be good to go.
Appetizer, chef has the privilege.
I have no clue if the ocean is too loud, but life update. I mean, we have a lot to debrief on. Here's a better up close video. She is stunning. He did such a good job. I mean, look at that. We've moved inside for the debrief because I'm afraid the ocean's gonna be too loud, and this is too important of a topic to have to freaking voice over. I'm so happy and so freaking excited. So today's Wednesday. We have a lot to catch up on because I have not talked to the vlog since my fit check on Monday night, and that's when it happened. It happened Monday night. So I feel like we need to do a quick catch up because yesterday, honestly, we just spent in like a little bubble. We had so many activities planned for yesterday anyways. Like we went snorkeling, went to a beach on the south side, and then came back here and like just spent the evening calling friends and family, honestly. So we were just in a little bubble yesterday and like didn't really want to pop the bubble, but now I'm like, I need to pick up the camera and debrief with you guys and tell you all about it. Monday is the night that I said that we were going out to dinner, like the nice restaurant. Little did I know, there was a plan in motion, and instead of going to dinner, we actually ended up at this really, really pretty beach on the south side of Maui with like a gorgeous view of the mountains in the background. It was sunset. It was just like a really pretty location. And we roll up to this beach and I'm like, oh, what are we doing at the beach? And at this point I had like maybe caught on a little bit that something was happening. I was like, what are we doing at this beach? And he was like, oh, you know, just like a quick detour before dinner. We get out, we walk along the beach. He obviously asked the question, I say yes. He had a photographer there, so we'll hopefully get professional pictures back, a sneak peek within the next week, and then like the whole portfolio within a month. We had like a whole photo shoot on the beach. It was crazy. He went for the whole package. And then after we went out to dinner at this really nice restaurant nearby called, I think it's called Fish Market. It was in the bottom of like a 5-star hotel. It was a very bougie hotel, very nice. And it was so sweet. The staff was like congratulating us. We got a little congratulations dessert. It was just all around an amazing evening. And then we got back to the apartment, both exhausted because we had woken up early that day just for no good reason. Like we've just been waking up so early here, and so we went to bed like pretty early. And then the following day, which was yesterday, we woke up at 4:50 in the morning because we had to head out the door at 5:20, I think it was, for our snorkeling excursion. Mind you, we booked this snorkeling excursion, well, we booked an original snorkeling excursion months ago. It ended up getting canceled on us this week, but we went to this place called Boss Frogs, which if you're looking for excursions or things to do in Maui, just go to Boss Frogs and book with them because they were so easy to work with and like honestly just so informative, and they're a local business. Rather than going through Viator, literally just Google Boss Frogs and book anything and everything through them. They were fantastic, but they were able to rebook us on a different snorkeling cruise doing the exact same thing for $100 cheaper. That was amazing. I digress, that's beside the point. We had to wake up early to do the snorkeling excursion that we've had booked or had planned for a while at least. And we were on a boat from 6 a.m. until 11:30 a.m. yesterday, and I couldn't even freaking wear my ring because I didn't want to lose it. And John was like, yeah, we're not bringing that in the water. And I was like, you know what, fair enough, because knowing me, it would like slip off my finger or something. So we spent the first half of yesterday snorkeling. We went to Molokini Crater, which was really cool, and then we did Turtle Town, which that was my favorite snorkeling spot because we got to swim with turtles, and like the reefs were just really cool and the fish were really cool. That's like my kind of snorkeling vibe. I don't like when you show up somewhere and like the fish are like surrounding you. It grosses me out and overwhelms me, but I like when like fish are just minding their own business, tending to their little homes, and I can swim over the top of them and stare at them. That's my kind of snorkeling. And that happened to be the second stop, which is also why I like Turtle Town a little bit more. But overall, it was a really great experience. I would highly recommend. I can have the excursion linked down below. I'll also have Boss Frog's website linked down below. Like I said, amazing company, local to Maui, so you're supporting Maui businesses, but also they were just great people to work with. Like the captain was nice, the crew was nice, everything was great. We tried to go to a beach on the south side yesterday. I think I got a little clip of it, but honestly, it was so windy down there on that part of the island. That's like the one thing that we've noticed about Maui is the weather and wind and conditions really do vary depending on where you are on the island. Like if you're closer to the mountains, you definitely have more of a chance of like a cloudy beach day, whereas if you are laying on a beach where the mountains are a little bit further away, you're probably gonna have more of like a blue sky day. The wind is a little bit unpredictable. Like I guess the wind patterns on the island come in from different directions, so like different beaches are windier than other beaches, if that makes sense. So when we went to the beach that I wanted to go to yesterday on the south side, I think it was called I'm looking it up. It's called Wailea Beach, and it's been on my list for a while because I knew I wanted to at least see it when we were in Maui, because I've heard it's like one of the most beautiful beaches on the island, and it was really pretty. Like the views were actually insane. But with that being said, it was really dark and cloudy and windy, and so we like didn't even like take off our clothes to sit in our bathing suits because we were pretty chilly. So we decided, we spent like 10-15 minutes there, we packed up, came back to the apartment, and made all of the phone calls to family and friends. We called my parents right after it happened on Monday night, and we called his parents right after it happened Monday night, and I called my sister and he told his siblings. But in terms of like our friends and other family, grandparents, I waited until the next day to call because there's a 6-hour time difference between Hawaii and the East Coast, so I didn't want to wake anyone up on Monday night. And then when I obviously like had a chance to call on Tuesday, it was later on in the afternoon because we were doing all the excursions and stuff. So we spent a good portion of the afternoon, like literally 2 hours, calling friends, calling family, like sharing the exciting news. We laid out in front of the condo for a little bit and then went to Monkey Pod for dinner. It was over in Whalers Village, which is where we tried to go the other night when we couldn't find parking, but this time we just Ubered. Didn't realize Ubers were a thing here, or you could even catch an Uber, but literally so popular in this area, we had no issues getting an Uber. So honestly, just do that. If you're planning on going to dinner in the Whalers Village, if you're not staying near the resorts, just take an Uber because it was nice. And we also didn't have to worry about like drinking or like someone being the DD. We could both just like enjoy ourselves, and it was a really, really good dinner. I would definitely go back. Loved it. They had live music. The vibes were great. They had these really, really yummy Mai Tais with like a little cold foam on the top. Delicious. So that was our day yesterday, and now today doing a lot of the same thing, honestly, except minus the snorkeling excursion. But I just needed to give you guys an update because she's gonna be a wife. I'm so happy with it. It's literally perfect. He did such a good job, and he did such a good job on all the planning and stuff, so I love it. Love, love, love. Enough about this. Just wanted to give you guys a rundown, but our plan for today is beach. I think we're gonna go over to the resort beaches because we walked over there the first morning that we were here, I think it was, and the beaches actually look really nice. I know they're probably overpopulated with all of the tourists and resort guests, but the beach itself just like looked really spacious and pretty, and we haven't had the opportunity to see it yet. So I think we're gonna go over there shortly, get island vintage coffee, and then set up our stuff and enjoy another beach day. Anyways, I need to go get ready for the day. I need to put this bad boy away before we leave because I will not be bringing it to the beach, which is really sad. That is the one thing. It's like, yeah, getting engaged on a beach vacation is like fun and beautiful and like my literal dream engagement, but I can only wear the ring like 50% of the time because I don't want to wear it in the ocean on the off chance that I lose it or like a diamond falls out or something. Would not be great. Oh, the bird is crazy. So gotta get ready, put her away, and we will get our day going. Made a snack. Our dinner reservation tonight is not until 8 o'clock. It was the only time available for Mama's Fish House, and we literally booked it like 2-3 months in advance. I booked Mama's Fish House as soon as we booked Hawaii, like the plane tickets to Hawaii, because I knew that after doing research it was one of the top restaurants on the island, and people said that it was really, really hard to get reservations for. So I immediately went on OpenTable and snatched up the last reservation for today. It's actually crazy that it books up that far in advance, but John has some friends that spent some time on Maui during COVID, like lived here for a long duration of time, and they're big foodies, so he kind of got some recs from them, and they said that Mama's Fish House is worth the hype, or like you at least have to experience it once. So we're headed up to the North Shore this evening late, well, at this point it's like an hour away, but we're leaving around like 6:30 to make the 8 o'clock dinner reservation, and we're doing that for dinner. I'm really excited to see what all the hype is about. I have a really cute white dress with blue flowers that I'm gonna wear tonight, so I'm excited about that. We spent literally the entire day at the beach. We went to Island Vintage Coffee this morning, like you guys saw. We originally parked in the parking garage that's over in Whaler Village because we couldn't find one of the free beach parking spots. So we were like honestly ready to just leave and go to a different beach because we felt like defeated that we couldn't even find a free parking spot at the resort beach area. But last minute, after we got Island Vintage Coffee and left the parking garage, we decided to do one last loop around the free beach parking lot and snatched up the very last parking spot, which was so nice. I will have to say, early bird gets the worm stands true here in Maui. If you are not up and after it by like 8 o'clock in the morning, good luck doing anything, but especially parking. Parking is a little bit of a nightmare on this island. You either have to pay an absurd amount of money to park, like $30+ for the day. Like they don't even do like hourly parking at some places, like it's for the day, or you have to like get up super early in the morning to snatch one of the free parking spots. And the latter, us waking up early in the morning to snatch the free parking spots, has been the route that we've chosen to go, and it's worked out really well for us so far. 2 of the 3 beaches that we've been to, well, 2 of the 3 or 3 of the 4, I think honestly 3 of the 4 beaches that we've been to, we've lucked out with getting the free beach parking spots. Either someone is like just leaving as we're arriving, or we wake up at like literally 8 o'clock in the morning and then just go set our stuff up on the beach for the day. And that's kind of what happened this morning, that we just happened to luck out. Someone was pulling out of the spot at 8:30 in the morning as we were pulling in, and we snatched it. So we spent the entire day on the beach. We were there from 8:30 in the morning when we parked until 3 p.m. when we left. So 6 hours. I had a lot of time in the sun. I am red today. This is the first burn of the trip, hopefully the last burn of the trip. I have done such a good job of putting on sunscreen, you know, doing all the things. I don't like getting burnt. It's not fun. I'm at the age where like it's irresponsible for me to burn, and I know better, and I don't like it. But today was a very overcast day for about half of the day, or a little bit over half of the day. And let me tell you something. I forgot how sneaky overcast days are. Even if you think it's like shady, no, you need to be applying like SPF 30, SPF 50, whatever your preference is, because I was just applying SPF 8, the tanning oil, and I did in fact fry, and now I have these like gnarly thick tan lines from the bathing suit I was wearing today, and my face is a little red. So once we got done with the beach, the first stop was to go get like an aloe lotion thing and apply it literally all over my body. Right now the burn doesn't hurt, but I know that it takes a little bit for it to kick in. But it was a really nice day. The resort beach was definitely different than all the other beaches that we've been to so far. It was giving resort beach. Like there were a lot of families with young kids there. There was parasailing, a lot of catamarans pulling up to load people to go snorkeling. Like all of the excursions were on this beach. So if that's something that you're looking for and you're not staying at the resorts, that's definitely a beach that I would go to for all those activities. Also, the water was really nice. Like the waves weren't too big at this beach and the wind wasn't too crazy, and there was like a good amount of space. But it was just different than the other beaches that we've been to so far, because I feel like the other beaches that we've been to are kind of more like local spots, some would say, where it doesn't feel as touristy, at least. So this is like our first like official full touristy beach that we've gone to, which I'm not saying is bad, I'm just saying it was different. I think I prefer some of the other beaches that we've been to so far over the one that we went to today. Just personal preference. Like I like a little bit more space on the beach. I don't want all the activities in front of my face, just something a little bit chiller. But it was nice to experience it, because I wouldn't know that if I didn't go. So that was our day, and like I said, now I'm back. I made this snack. I'm gonna eat it really quickly before I get ready. I think I'm gonna just keep it minimal tonight with getting ready. I didn't even wash my hair post beach. I just rinsed it off in the shower. So I think I'm gonna do a slick back, throw on the dress, and then I don't even know if I'm gonna do any makeup because my skin is like kind of fried. Maybe I'll do like mascara and a little bit of eyebrow gel, but we're gonna keep it super simple tonight. Also, especially because we have an hour drive and like I just don't want to be fully glammed up sitting in the car for an hour. on the way to Mama's Fish House. I can't believe we've already been here for 5 days. I was telling John, I was like, I feel like we got here like 2 days ago and this is like our 3rd day here. I'm not sure how time is flying. And I'm literally already sad that we only have 3 days left. It's depressing to think about. I didn't get a chance to show the fit before dinner, so we're showing the fit after dinner when I look slightly more disheveled. But this is a dress from Pepper Mayo that I was talking about. I feel like it's so cute and so Hawaiian. I'm obsessed with it. She's a tad bit short, so just keep that in mind if you're a tall girly. Maybe not the best dress, but I can have a link down below if they still have it in stock. Mama's Fish House was so yummy and such a cool place. We'll have to give the disclaimer that it is very pricey. That was definitely the most expensive meal that we've had this trip. It was, to be price transparent, close to $400 for the both of us to eat there. Keep in mind we ordered cocktails, appetizer, entrees, and then also dessert, so we went the full spread. But we figured, 1, we're probably only ever gonna go there once in our lifetime, and 2, we're still celebrating. We literally told them, they were like, are you celebrating anything? We're like, we just got engaged. We'll be using that excuse all week, thank you. Overall, really great experience, definitely very pricey. If you are coming to Maui, maybe just like budget for it if you're interested in eating there, but I think that the food was so worth it. It was delicious, the wait staff was amazing. The staff in general was amazing, the decor was cool, the story behind the restaurant is cool. Like overall, I feel like it was worth the hype and worth the money. I don't regret spending the money to eat there. That was awesome. We are back now and I'm getting ready to go to bed. We are doing the road to Hana tomorrow, which is like one of the biggest attractions or things to do in Maui. And we are planning, I think, on hitting the road around 7 a.m. We have reservations for the black sand beach around 12:30, which is the only part of the road to Hana that you really need reservations for, and you have to be there within the first 10 minutes of your reservation or else they won't let you in. Our entire trip for the road to Hana is kind of planned around that one reservation, but we want to be able to do like some things before it and then some things after it, since the black sand beach is in the middle of the day. We bought the Shaka guide, which is an app that has a map for the road to Hana, and you can download it because I guess for like 75% of the drive for the road to Hana you're not going to have service, so they recommend downloading either like a Google Map situation or like downloading some sort of like local map. And I guess the Shaka guide was developed by a Hawaiian native, and they sell guides for the road to Hana with like history and fun facts about the road to Hana, and tells you which points to pull over at and when to pull over at. So we spent around $25 on the guide for the road to Hana and are going to use that tomorrow on our drive, which I'm really excited about. I'm excited to like learn about the history of the road to Hana, but also there's a ton of really cool stops along the way, like Waterfalls, the black sand beach. Apparently there's like really good restaurants and pastries and coffee shops and just like a bunch of things, like cool things on the road. So I'm really excited to experience it. It's going to be like a whole day situation, and I'm excited to bring you guys along with. But with that being said, I need to take off my makeup, put on my hair, and get ready for bed because we have an early start tomorrow. Not that we haven't had an early start every single day that we've been here, because I feel like we didn't really get on a good sleep schedule and there's no point in fixing it now. But it is like 10:30 at night, and I think this is the latest that I've gone to bed since we've been here. So I think I'm going to be a little bit more exhausted tomorrow than I have been this entire week. And I'm not really looking forward to that. Good morning, you guys. Happy Thursday. We're up and after it this morning. It is 7:13 a.m. and we are rolling out of the parking lot to head to the road to Hana. We're gonna make a pit stop at the supermarket really quickly. I have some sort of like gnarly rash on my neck. Oh, you can actually see it better on camera. We don't know if it's a heat rash or a reaction to the sun, It started yesterday, but I feel like today when I woke up I could really feel it, and when I googled it, I think it's a heat rash, honestly, because of the location, and I don't have it anywhere else on my body, and I'm not allergic to anything. So we're gonna stop by the supermarket to pick up some hydrocortisone cream before we head to the road to Hana, because I cannot itch like this all day. I'll lose my mind. But then after that, we are headed to do all the fun stuff today. I think I talked about it last night. We downloaded the Shaka guide app that tells you about the road to Hana, like a little history lesson, but also tells you where to stop. We're gonna do it a little bit differently because we have reservations at the Black Sand Beach at 12:30, and you literally have to be at the Black Sand Beach within the first 10 minutes of your reservation or they do not let you in. So we're gonna have to skip over a few things at the beginning of the drive and just drive straight to Black Sand Beach and do a few things around the Black Sand Beach, and then probably hit everything else on the way back. So we're gonna do it a little bit out of order, but I think that it'll still be okay and it'll still be fun. But I just wanted to pick up the camera this morning and say good morning, happy Thursday, let you guys know what the plan is for today. I'm excited. This is one that we've been looking forward to all trip because everyone hypes it up so much. So I'm excited to see what all the hype is about. So side note, apparently these cinnamon rolls are the best cinnamon rolls in Maui. Point where they're only open like 3 or 4 days a week, and every single time they've been open, that line is wrapped around the block. People get there at like 5:30 in the morning to wait in line to get these cinnamon rolls, which is crazy to me. I obviously love a good cinnamon roll. They don't make gluten-free cinnamon rolls, so I will not be waiting in that line, and John doesn't really have the biggest desire to eat the cinnamon rolls, but if you've ever had those cinnamon rolls, let me know down below if they're actually that good, because we passed by that line the other day when we were walking to get coffee and we were like, this is insane. And the line like literally wasn't moving at all, so it's like, do they make the cinnamon rolls on the spot? And that's why it takes so long. Like, we're just confused about how the whole operation works and if the cinnamon rolls are like even that good.
Your time on the tour and drive as far as you like on the road to Hana. Then
Bit of an update. We're about at the halfway point to the town of Hana and the Black Sand Beach. We just made it to Aunt Sandy's banana bread, and I got a smoothie. John got the banana bread with the whipped butter, and we're taking a little break with the prettiest view in front of us. The water looks delectable. Like, I just want to jump in it right now. You definitely couldn't because of the sharp rocks, but in terms of how blue and like just refreshing the water looks, yeah. It's such a pretty coastline. I'm so glad that we ended up downloading the Shaka app and just paying the $25 because it's been really fantastic. One, you don't have service this entire drive on the road to Hana. And two, it's been giving us little like fun facts and tidbits throughout the drive, and it tells you where to pull off and when to pull off, and which is really key because like I said, we don't have service. So we wouldn't have been able to like do any of this with Google Maps. We would have just been like vibing or having to like use a physical map. It also tells you like how much time you have left until certain points. So we stopped at a bathroom about 15 minutes ago where it told us to stop because it's like one of the last bathrooms until you reach Hana. And it said that we were about an hour away from the town of Hana, but like 2 hours if you stop at all the places it tells you to stop. We have skipped over a few stops. We may hit them on the way back. We may just like surpass them. Both of us didn't really have the biggest interest in going to these stops, but like if we have time on the way back, we may see. They involve little like hikes or trails or nature conservation type things. But other than that, everywhere else we've stopped so far has been really great. So we are going to continue on our journey, and goal is to get to the Black Sand Beach. on Maui. We are so sad to be leaving tomorrow night, but we're gonna make the most of the day. I didn't even like really recap the road to Hana with you guys yesterday, but it was literally such a cool drive. It was definitely an all-day excursion, like everyone said that it would be. We left at, I think, like 7:30 in the morning yesterday, and we didn't even get back to the apartment until like 6:30 at night, and that was after stopping at a grocery store to pick up stuff to grill for dinner. But it was insane, like so many stops along the way, and we didn't even get to, I think, like half of them. You just kind of have to pick and choose what you want to see that day because of the way like the road works out. Unless you're staying in the town of Hana overnight, then I feel like you can maybe hit everything on the road, but like there's just so much to do and see that it was impossible to do it all in one day. But like some of our highlights were the Black Sand Beach. That was really cool, worth the reservation. Make sure you get that like a month in advance because the reservations get snatched up really fast. Another cool thing was we swam in some freshwater waterfalls. That one was fun. That was a low point in the day for me because I stubbed the crap out of my toe, and now I'm pretty sure my toe is like black and blue and is hurting me today. I actually re-stubbed it again this morning, so we're struggling a little bit. But swimming in the waterfall itself was really cool. Stubbing my toe was just like the low point of that. We got Aunt Sandy's banana bread. I think we like chatted about that yesterday, like halfway on the road to Hana. And then the town of Hana was obviously really cool. Very small, quaint town, like not a lot going on there, but we did stop there for lunch lunch and got some food from the food truck, drove around, and then we drove a little bit further past Hana to check out 2 beaches that the app was telling us like were worth the stop. Those were absolutely stunning, like some of the prettiest beaches I think that I've ever seen. They were so cool. And then after that stop, we looped around and drove all the way back to our condo, which took about like 2.5 hours, I think. Like, it was a long drive. Didn't eat dinner till like 7:30. We grilled out at our condo because we didn't want to go out to eat. And now we are up and after it this morning. It's like 9:50 now, so this is a little bit of a late start to the day. Honestly, this is probably the latest start that we've gotten to a day this entire trip, but I was tired this morning and then re-stubbed my toe, so that was a whole thing. And we need to stop for lunch stuff. We need to stop to use the bathroom before we get to the beach, but we are headed to Makena Beach today, which is in the south part of Maui. This is where we've ended up here twice this week. Once was obviously for the proposal, and then the second time we tried to hit up a beach over here after snorkeling because the marina is close by, but it was just like too windy, so we left and went back to the condo. So this is our 3rd time over here, and we're planning on just spending the entire day over here because it is a little bit of a drive from the condo. It's definitely not super close. I think it's like 1 hour and 15 minutes, but this beach is apparently worth the drive. Gorgeous, huge, like worth spending the entire day at. So we're excited to see what all the hype is about. This has pretty much been our itinerary. Every single day of this trip is just beach hopping and seeing all the different beaches that Maui has to offer, which I'm not complaining because I'm a beach girl, so I absolutely love doing this kind of stuff. But this is our this might be actually our last new beach of the trip, because tomorrow we're thinking about just staying close to the condo and going to one of the beaches that we went to the other day that was like 5 to 10 minute drive from the condo. So this actually might be our last new beach of the Maui trip, which is sad, but I feel like we're ending it off on a bang. I've seen pictures and I really think that it's gonna be perfect. You guys, happy Friday. I'm so sorry I dropped off the vlogging yesterday. I literally only got content of the beach, but it's not like we really did anything crazy after the beach. We went to Makena Beach like I was talking about, and I showed you guys clips, and it was absolutely gorgeous. One of the prettiest beaches that we've definitely been to since we've been here, and it was massive. There was so much room. You weren't on top of everyone. It was a state park, so we did have to pay $20 to get in. And then, yeah, it was $20 total because it was $10 per car and then $5 per head in the car. But I think it was worth it because it was a gorgeous beach and there were lifeguards and the water was stunning. The only thing that was like kind of funny that happened on the beach day was we literally got caught in the middle of a sand tornado. I'm not from Florida or any sort of like coastal town, so never in my life have I ever seen a sand tornado in real life or been caught in the middle of one, but I literally watched it form, didn't think it was gonna hit us, and then all of a sudden we were being smacked in the face by so much sand. Hats were blowing everywhere, people were losing things, everyone was trying to take cover with the blankets. It was the craziest thing that I've ever experienced at the beach. I didn't even know that it was really a thing or that they were that intense, but it was over in like 3 seconds. I watched it form. It flew over us within like 3 to 5 seconds and then it was just gone. It was insane. And it was a little bit windy for the majority of the afternoon after that, so every single time a big gust of wind came through, I was afraid we were gonna get caught in another one, because don't get me wrong, like it wasn't that intense, but like it did hurt when the sand was smacking you in the face, and like trying to cover up with the blanket or with a towel while trying not to lose your hat and like the whole 9 yards. It was just insane and I didn't want it to happen again. So that was really interesting and funny that happened. No one got hurt or anything and it didn't do any damage, but I've just never seen a sand tornado before. It was insane. It's exactly what it sounds like. Sand formed through a tornado and then it went across the beach and my jaw was literally on the floor. It was crazy. So that was a good chunk of our day. I don't think we left that beach until like 2:30-ish. On the way back to the condo, we stopped at this like little market that we passed by the other day, and we picked up a Christmas ornament that says Maui, Hawaii, because I figured it'd be really cute to have one since we got engaged here to go on our future Christmas tree. We spent the rest of the evening in the apartment. We watched the sunset from here, hung out front at the tables. I met a couple that was also staying in the apartment, and I got talking to them for like 30 minutes. Really sweet people. And then after, we ate some dinner, went down the street to get some ice cream, and then went to bed. We've been going to bed so early here, like literally between like 8:30 and 9:30 is when we are in bed and fully asleep. And it works out because then we get to get up at like 6:30, 7-ish. I think it's like a little past 7 right now, and get our day started early. So I've been loving the routine that we're on here. We probably will not keep it up in, I almost said Jersey City. I was just watching a video on Jersey City. I think that's why it's top of mind, but we probably won't keep up the routine in Utah just because it's like a little bit harder. But it would be nice to stay on the same routine because I start work at 7 a.m. So like if I'm automatically waking up at 6:30, feeling refreshed, that would be amazing, because then I wouldn't be exhausted for work. You know what I'm saying? I digress. That's totally off topic. I don't even want to think about work. I'm already dreading work. But today, I told John, I was like, while we're here, one last day, one last beach day, I want to do snorkeling one last time. We rented these freaking snorkels at the beginning of our trip, and I think we've only used them like once or twice since we've had them, and we paid for them for the whole week. So I want to snorkel one last time, so we're gonna go try to find a snorkeling spot today that doubles as a beach. Like, when we don't want to be snorkeling, we can be sitting on the beach. So I think we're gonna go do that, and then we're also gonna get Island Vintage coffee one last time because I'm not sure when the next time I will be able to get it is, and it's my favorite coffee of all time. One last Island Vintage coffee, and John got a mug. That was the craziest that we had seen that coffee shop since we've been here. Everyone and their mother was getting Island Vintage coffee this morning, but I will have to say, for some reason it's extra good this morning. Is it extra good because I know that this is going to be our last one? Maybe. Or is it extra good because it just is extra good this morning? Also maybe. I'm going to miss this so much. I need to figure out how to recreate it. Like look up the recipe for it online. Because I feel like it can't be that hard. They're probably using what, like coconut syrup and macadamia syrup. I feel like if anything, that's probably the recipe. I just need to do some more research. We are clean for the day and getting ready to kind of wrap everything up. We need to go return our snorkel stuff to Boss Frogs and the umbrella to Boss Frogs, and then we need to run to the ABC store to vacuum out the car. I need to pick up something else from inside the ABC store, and then we need to come back here and pack. The apartment is a literal wreck with our stuff everywhere. So a huge packing session needs to happen. I'm also not planning on wearing this on the plane, but I am running out of clothes. A lot of my sports shorts and more casual clothes are dirty. I just like didn't get the chance to wash them. We're rocking with this until I have to change for the airport, and then once we change for the airport, I'm wearing like comfy clothes because we technically have a red eye to San Francisco tonight, which kind of sucks. So I definitely want to be super comfy for that and not in a dress with a strapless bra. Today was honestly just like the perfect last day in Maui. I've said this a million times. I'm gonna say it one more time and then I'm gonna shut up about it, but we are so sad to be leaving, like genuinely so sad. This is the best vacation that we've had in like a really long time. Best is maybe not the best term, like the most relaxing vacation that we've had in such a long time, where literally it's just the two of us and all we do is lay on the beach all day and swim in the ocean. Like I genuinely could not think of a more perfect vacation. That is my cup of tea. I loved every second of it. And actually for the second half of this afternoon, we spent it in front of our condo. We laid out on the like little chairs that are on the front lawn and swam in the water. There were so many sea turtles out in front of the condo, like so many. I got such cool videos and pictures of them. Like I cannot even believe how many we saw. I think we saw like 8 to 10 turtles, which is crazy. That's the most turtles that we've seen anywhere else on the island. It's crazy. And then when we were swimming in the little like swimming area by our condo, we had 2 turtles swim right up to us right as we were about to get out of the water to like be done swimming in the ocean for this trip, which I feel like is such a good and like positive sign and just like such a good way to wrap up the trip. I loved it. I loved today. Loved every single second of it. It was just perfect. I want to make sure that we have all bags packed before we go get dinner, because we're gonna go get dinner and then actually I think we're gonna watch the sunset here first and then go get dinner and then come back to the condo, pick up our bags, and then drive to the airport. So before we do dinner later, I want to make sure that everything is just packed up and ready to go so that we're not rushing to pack things after dinner. Let me just show you a sneak peek of this mess. This is all John's stuff. I'm exposing us. This is a combo of things that need to be put away. My stuff over there. We have clothes hanging up drying inside and on that chair. We have garbage that needs to be taken out, suitcases that need to be packed, shoes everywhere. Like, it is a hot mess in here. And it's because we literally didn't really spend much time in this condo at all. We would head out the door at like 8 a.m. and then not be back here until right before dinner time or right before we needed to start getting ready for dinner. So we didn't really spend much time in this condo. It was just like a dumping ground for all of our stuff and then a place to sleep at night. But I will say, would highly recommend. I will have this Airbnb linked down below. Just such a good spot, like such a good size for one couple. We had a porch, an ocean view. There's turtles out front. You have beach access if you don't want to like drive to a beach nearby. Honestly, like couldn't say better things about it. It's just, it was such a good find and our host was really, really nice. So overall would highly recommend. And with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and start the pack-up process. We're gonna go run those errands really quickly and then come back here and get everything else situated. Update, we've pretty much finished packing up the entire apartment. There are a few stragglers, like my wet bathing suit from earlier is on the porch. Need to put away my toiletry bag, and then obviously I'm gonna change out of this in a little bit, but we decided that we would get food now, or pick up food at least for dinner now, and then watch the sunset from the apartment rather than waiting to get food until after the sunset. So that's where we're headed now. There's like a little food truck area in the area that we're staying in. It's like by the resorts, and we've passed by it like literally every single night since we've been here and said, oh, we should eat there, we should eat there, we should eat there, and then we just like never ate there. So we're gonna do it on our last night here. We're going to pick up something, I don't know. They have like a bunch of options. They have like Thai food, traditional Hawaiian food, tacos, like huli chicken is like a big thing here. And I think a few other options, but it's like a huge fenced in park of sorts with a ton of different food trucks. So that's where we're headed now.